Haye's career has been left in ruins after he lost to Bellew again, this time following a fifth-round stoppage. The heavyweight had conceded he would have no choice but to retire if he suffered another unexpected defeat. At 37 years old and having proved increasingly injury-prone, Haye's reputation has been left beyond repair after successive defeats by an opponent who was a light heavyweight while he reigned as the WBA heavyweight champion at his peak. Bellew waited for Haye to slow after a fast start in the first 2 rounds. Bellew sent Haye to the floor twice in the third and finished him in the fifth. Tony Bellew takes on David Haye later tonight in the heavyweight grudge rematch at London's O2 Arena. Joshua on Wilder, it will be this year. I'm really interested. Joshua said, you can't just talk about finances. I know there's financial gain, you can't just buy me out. I want to see the devil in the detail and build this fight to its full potential. It's potentially going to happen at the end of the year and we're working tirelessly to make it happen. What next for Haye? The first thing I said to Haye after the fight was, stop now. Bellew said, he's outstayed his welcome in the game really. You've got all these young guns coming up now. He needs to retire. Joshua adds, the thing is the last thing you lose is your power. It's amazing. The first thing Tony talks about after the fight is family, and that's what it is about. What next for Bellew? I don't know what I'm going to do next. Bellew said, before admitted the decision was down to his wife. What about Andre Ward, pound for pound king? You name them and I'll beat them. I'm not bad for a little, fat, mouthy, scouser. My toughest fight gets off the plane at 1 tomorrow. That's a real fight, persuading her if I can carry on. Rach, can I carry on? Round 5 Haye down again, and it's over. Bellew wins in 5. Reuters. David Haye on the ropes in the third round. Haye survives. Somehow, this moves into the fifth round with Haye swinging wild arms around in an attempt to land something. His hopes are fading. 2 rounds each on points, but Bellew is closing in on a knockout. Round 3 Haye goes down twice. Wow, Haye came out like a train, but Bellew battered back and flicked a switch to send him down twice. This shouldn't have long left. Bellew needs a quick attack at the start of the fourth and should finish it. Round 2 another big round early on. It's fast start here at the O2. Haye again appears the dominant fighter. Both men urging for more from the other. Haye promised he would be much better than their first fight and he looks it in there so far. The former world champion was wild and his timing was off last year, but he is more patient and accurate so far. A big right lands that looks to have wobbled Bellew, but he responds by standing with his arms out to dismiss it. Tony Bellew looks to land an early blow, but fighters get stuck in early and trade blows in round 1. Both clearly have designs on a knockout and aren't worried about stamina. Haye finishes with a flurry, putting Bellew into the ropes before the bell. Pretty even, but Haye shades it. Here comes Bellew. 22.40. Bellew joins Haye in the ring in his Everton blue. And Michael Buffer is doing the introductions. Let's get ready to rumble. Haye's out. 22.30. David Haye comes out to Ain't No Stopping Us Now by McFadden. Yes, really. Haye, in his British flag shorts, rocks up to the ring first with Johnny Nelson leading the singing in the stands. Again, yes really. Haye is looking as lean and mean as usual, but can his body still stand up to the rigors? We're about to find out. Ready to go. 22.25. The lights have gone down. The energy has been turned up. The fighters are stretching and bouncing in their dressing rooms. This is go time. Tony Bellew vs David Haye 2 is here. Reuters. Anthony Joshua is in attendance for the Tony Bellew vs David Haye fight. 22.00. Tony Bellew has vowed to send David Haye into retirement. Bellew and Haye meet again tonight in the O2 Arena with both careers seemingly on the line. Bellew won the first showdown, but Haye believes he is stronger and faster this time around. But the Scouser has vowed to finish Haye's career. No more theatrics, he said. Just a fight. I've done it once, I'll do it again. His career is on the line. This time, he was great last time, he'll be great this time. Let's see how it goes when I turn the heat up. I've been wanting to close his saga chapter for a long time. I want to get rid of him. I'll break bones tonight, and I'll break his too. David Haye wants revenge. 21.40. David Haye insists he's getting revenge this time. I'm good, I'm relaxed, I'm looking forward to it, said Haye. I've been thinking of nothing other than getting revenge. I have to be a lot better, and I am. I'm going to go out there and have fun with it. I'll see how tough Tony Bellew is this time around. I want to see if he can go to the depths I did. He is going to some dark places to do some soul searching. AJ backs Bellew. 21.20. Anthony Joshua reckons Bellew will get the job done again. Bellew is my guy, AJ said. Real recognize real. He's got my backing. This time Haye may step on the gas and take him out between rounds 1 to 6. He may start quicker this time. Bellew has done all the poking. Now he'll be poking his jab into Haye's face. Bellew has vowed to end Haye's career tonight and says he will break some bones. No more theatrics, he said. Just a fight. I've done it once, I'll do it again. His career is on the line. This time, he was great last time, he'll be great this time. Let's see how it goes when I turn the heat up. I've been wanting to close his saga chapter for a long time. I want to get rid of him. I'll break bones tonight, and I'll break his too. 2100, bloodied and bruised, Butler has been soundly beaten here. He never really recovered from those 2 first-round knockdowns against a classy operator in Rodriguez, but not for lack of trying. After missing weight yesterday, it caps a miserable 24 hours for Butler, who was beaten by Zolani Tet for the World Super Flyweight title in 2015. Scorecards of 118 to 108, 120 to 106 twice over show quite how wide the margin of victory was tonight. Getty Butler was soundly beaten over 12 rounds by Rodriguez 20-35. Butler is giving this a go. The 29-year-old is staying active behind his jab, but the Puerto Rican is countering very nicely. Not for the first time, a gory cloud of blood has exploded from Butler's nose after a big left hook from his 25-year-old opponent. Rodriguez looks like a very good fighter, and this is turning into a tough night for Butler. 20.30. The Bomber has rocked into the O2 Arena in a blue hoodie, possibly having just watched his beloved Everton snatch a point against Southampton. The action is taking over on the undercard with Paul Butler and Emmanuel Rodriguez going at it. But Bellew is here for the main event. David Haye turned up in a Rolls-Royce about an hour earlier. 2015, Cheshire fighter Paul Butler saw his hopes of winning a world title tonight go up in flames after missing weight yesterday. The Ellesmere Port man was almost 3 pounds over the bantamweight limit for this encounter with Emmanuel Rodriguez, but he will need to win to remain on course for a shot at the championship in the near future. A terrible first round saw him down twice, though he was possibly unlucky with the second, which appeared to be more of a slip than a knockdown. More positive in the second for Butler as he looked to establish himself a little more in the contest, but he has work to do after such a poor start. Get High, the reigning IBF, WBA and WBO champion, is in the house. Getty Joe Joyce scooped the Commonwealth heavyweight title in his 4th pro fight. 1955, Lenroy Thomas defeated popular Doncaster heavyweight Dave Allen at the Sheffield Arena years ago to claim the vacant Commonwealth title. But that was an imperious performance from Joe Joyce, who downed Thomas in the dying moments of the first round before seizing complete control of the affair in the second. Save for an opening flurry at the beginning of the round, Thomas barely threw a punch and found himself almost completely at the mercy of the man they call the Juggernaut. On this evidence, it's not hard to see why. Heartbreak for Thomas, who shed a few tears in the corner before the official verdict was read, but very impressive from Joyce, who becomes the Commonwealth champion after just 4 fights. Anthony Joshua has just arrived. How long might it be before we see those two share the ring? Get High, Boo Atman remains undefeated after 6 professional fights. 1920, what a talent, Eddie Hearn exclaimed after watching Buatsi pick up the 6th win of his career, and he's not wrong. Great matchmaking to provide Buatsi with the perfect stepping stone fight tonight, challenging but hugely beneficial to his development. Speaking after his 5th round stoppage, I felt I started slow but I got the job done. He was quite game for the first couple of rounds, but I hit him with a good shot, then I know I needed to close the show. A step up to 10 rounds now looks like for Buatsi, and Hearn said he'll fight again in the summer before a September 27th appearance on one of Matchroom's US shows in New York. Getty Buatsi won via 5th round stoppage against a game opponent tonight. 1910, good learning fight for Buatsi. Impressive stuff here from the 25-year-old, boxing with a good jab, but he's shown he is happy to load up and trade shots with the 33-year-old when necessary. Cuevas was clobbered off balance against the ropes by a nice left hand from Buatsi in the 3rd round but didn't appear too hurt. Really nice defensive work from Buatsi too, using a few neat shoulder rolls while keeping his right hand glued to his chin. Swelling is beginning to show around the eye of 8-1-3 Cuevas near the end of the 4th round. And as I'm typing, it's all over. Buatsi disoriented the Frenchman with a nice right hand that put Cuevas in survival mode at the beginning of the 5th round. But a straight right hand fired through Cuevas's guard finished the fight off in style. Getty Joshua Buatsi is one of the most highly rated prospects in British boxing. 1855, high praise from Eddie Hearn for young Joshua Buatsi this week, who suggested he was one of the brightest prospects not only in British boxing, but in the world. The light heavyweight will step up to fight in the first 8-rounder of his career against Frenchman Stéphane Cuevas, hoping to show he deserves all the hype. Buatsi won silver at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio and is already a popular figure. He just received a very warm welcome in front of a home crowd in London. A short prayer from the Ghanaian-born Brit, and we are away with the first round. Getty James Tennyson fought back from a rocky start to beat Martin J. Ward 1835, cracking fight this. A brilliant fourth round for Tennyson saw Ward robbed on more than one occasion, and he looked delighted to hear the bell. More of the same in round 5 for Tennyson before he floored Ward with a huge right hand. The assassin lived up to his nickname with a clinical finish just moments later as Ward's legs gave out beneath him, leaving him slumped against the ropes as the referee instantly waved the fight off. A short delay in the ring here while doctors give Ward a checkup. He looked completely out of it, but thankfully, he's back on his feet shaking his head in disappointment. Hats off to both men. Getty Martin J. Ward looks sharp tonight. 1825, lively scrap between Martin J. Ward and James Tennyson here, fighting for the European, Commonwealth and WBA International Super Featherweight titles. MJW looks a class above so far, having downed Tennyson in the second round, but he's been caught a few times himself by a bloodied opponent who remains dangerous in the opening stages of this 12-round affair. Carl Froch, in conversation with heavyweight David Price in the front row here, sounds impressed with Ward's performance so far as the crowd slowly begin to dribble into the pitch-black arena from the sun-soaked settings outside. An entertaining battle. Getty Luke Campbell returned to winning ways with a 5th-round stoppage victory over Troy James 1800. Luke Campbell kept himself busy with a win over Troy James tonight, admitting he was desperate to return to action after defeat to Jorge Linares last time out. The Hull fighter, who scooped bantamweight gold at the London Olympic Games, might have counted himself unlucky on the Judge A scorecards against Linares in September, but another world title shot might be lurking just around the corner. His promoter, Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn, revealed this summer's anticipated WBC title eliminator against Yvonne Mendy might yet be upgraded to a full world title fight. More news is expected in around 10 days' time. Hearn added, 17:55, it's time. It is all or nothing for two aging stars of British boxing tonight. He knows that a repeat of last March's shock defeat would surely mean the end of the road, while 35-year-old Bellew might find it similarly difficult to bounce back from a crushing loss. There is no love lost between the two former cruiserweights, and we are in for a bumper night of action on a gorgeous evening in the capital this evening. Jordan Gill, who has been training alongside Bellew at trainer Dave Coldwell's gym in Rotherham, has already triumphed over 6 rounds against Carl McDonald in a one-sided, 60-54 decision. Welsh light heavyweight Cody Davies brought the fireworks shortly after, sending tough Polish operator Przemysław Gorgon to the canvas with a monstrous body shot in the very first round that brought his 4th fight to an emphatic winning conclusion. And Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell shared some useful rounds with Troy James before securing a 5th-round stoppage, but there is plenty more to come.